word should has always irked me. In a therapy session, I unearthed the reason why the word is frustrating. It feels like a combination of judgment and failure. Like I was doing something wrong before I'd even expressed anything. And it was often said by people who meant well and had the kindest of intentions. It wasn't meant to be a judgment statement, but it was. I have had the great fortune to talk about adoptees' rights, including in my 2013 documentary Closure, which recounts the search for my birth parents and which streamed on Netflix, Hulu, iTunes, Amazon Prime, and Quelly TV. I've produced the Adoptee Next Door podcast, 3 short films about open adoptions, and a 3-part web series featuring interviews with transracially adopted youth. I've enjoyed consulting with the writers of NBC's show This Is Us and the Tony Award-winning Broadway show Jagged Little Pill to ensure that the fictional adoptee characters were accurately represented. These opportunities, along with my blog, The Adopted Life, have led to my great privilege of speaking to more than 10,000 adoptees in 45 states and 7 countries and 5 continents about their experiences, concerns, fears, and dreams as they chart a course through the complicated experience of adoption. I've drawn from these experiences to populate some of the stories in this book. The adoptees whose stories you'll read within these pages were all adopted by American families. Some joined their new families through domestic adoption like me, some through international adoption. Beyond geography, we are connected by questions of who we are and where we come from. Questions that are harder than you might think to answer, because for many of us, our origins are a mystery. Some of the names have been changed in this book. Dialogue is rendered as best as I can remember it, or from journal entries that I wrote after the encounter. In this book, you may notice me ducking and dodging with my words. That's because being honest about adoption is a tricky minefield to navigate. Writing honestly about adoption seems to inevitably hurt someone or to risk being misconstrued. A common through line is for adoptees to conceal their burdens from their adoptive family to make everyone around them comfortable. For this reason, it was quite difficult to write this book. A connection to my birth family was always important to me, as was having access to my medical history. But the more I was dissuaded by folks who told me to just be grateful for the family I have, the more it fueled me. It fueled me to write the manifesto as a way to affirm my reality in a society that was pushing back against it at every turn. I've spent countless hours convincing others and myself that each of the statements in my manifesto matter and have legitimacy. After I wrote an adoptee manifesto, I had it designed and framed and hung it on my wall to help remind me of my rights. It must be noted that this is not a how-to book, nor is there a pro-adoption or anti-adoption slant. This book does not prescribe a future of the very complex world of transracial adoption, nor do I speak on behalf of all adoptees. Instead, I'm seeking to raise your consciousness about the adoption industry by sharing the stories of some adoptees. It is my hope that this book will ensure that our society values the lived and varied experiences of adoptees. Part 1. Discovering. Chapter 1. You should be grateful. Good morning. Thank you for coming today. From my spot behind the black curtain, I can't see the person who is introducing me, but her voice resounds through the auditorium. No matter how many times I give keynote speeches, I still get butterflies in my stomach just before I'm introduced. My phone buzzes in my pocket, and I panic for a second, realizing I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb before my talk. I fumble it from my pocket and am instantly soothed to see a text message from Brian, who is filming a documentary 2 states away. Of all the things I love about my husband, his ability to know exactly when I need an encouraging text may be my favorite. You got this, my love. Call me after you're done.